I feel like I'm gonna I don't know. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Chelsea. You're watching Chelsea Sang. Please, before we get into anything, please like and subscribe, and thank everybody for coming back. Those for watching. This is gonna be something a little bit different. So I have been thinking of how to start this series for a very long time, and actually I'm really excited about it. So if you don't know, I have been watching Korean dramas for over 10 years now, and so I have a database I have a whole database of knowledge just like in here, just sitting around. So I thought I would put it to use. I have not watched very many dramas recently. Life has gotten in the way, work's been busy, I've been in the studio a lot, everything that's just been going on, I really haven't been paying attention to dramas too much. I still watch one or two, but I'm not at the point that I'm at when I was in college, where I would have every night I would have a different drama to watch, and then when the cycle is over, I'm starting again. But it's all still like pretty in here, and especially now that since I started collecting manga, I thought, why not find a way to fuse these two things? So today I'm gonna be making my perfect K-drama cast for Yu Yu Hakusho. So Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite animes ever. It's one of the first anime I watched growing up, and I loved it so much. Like, Yusuke is my boy. I only recently started collecting it, so I haven't really had a chance to read the manga, but I have been familiar with it for years. So I thought I would start off with Yu Yu Hakusho and make my K-drama cast for that specific story. So what I'm gonna do, this one was very hard because it is near and dear to my heart, so it was very hard for me. So the characters that I'm going to be casting for are, of course, Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, Hiei, Botan, Keiko, Atsuko, Yusuke's mom, Genkai, and Koenma. Most of these people that I'm choosing are people who I've seen act in one or two more dramas, and I kind of have an idea of their acting style, their range, so I'm basing my knowledge of the Yu Yu Hakusho characters with my experience with these people. Okay, so here we go. We'll start with Yusuke. The first person I have here listed is Dongha. So I know Dongha from, I haven't seen a lot of his work. I've only seen him in two dramas of note, Suspicious Partner and Glorious Day. However, and he did have minor roles in these, but he did leave a strong impression on me. So Yusuke is he's young, he's supposed to be this like delinquent, but like with a good heart and a fighter, so I feel like whoever is playing him kind of has to have the ability to jump from prankster to like ghost detective, just like that, and have it flow. And I think he could do it. He also kind of has a Yusuke type vibe to me. Option number 2 is Woo Do-hwan. Woo Do-hwan, I have seen him in only 2 things. He was in King the Eternal Monarch. So I think it was a minor role. He was just a supporting role in that, but everything I've seen him in, he always leaves a very like deep impression. Save Me, I think, was the most memorable thing that I saw him in, and his character was he actually like played this person who everybody just like thought was a delinquent. He ended up in juvie, and then had to like kind of go back to his regular life and figure it out. I think all of the characters like his friend group that he was in, they're kind of in this like in-between place, and that role that he played very much was giving me Yusuke. So I honestly think that he can do a pretty good job. And lastly, so Kim Sun-ho. Okay, he is actually a pretty strong candidate for me. I think the first role that I saw him in was The Strongest Delivery Man, and it was a supporting role, but he did leave an impression. And most recently he was in Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, and I think The Good Detective as well. And oh gosh, what else? I think he was in Startup also. That's on Netflix too. I like the guy. He's got a good smile. But he definitely has the ability to play all sides of Yusuke, you know? So I think he is definitely a strong candidate. Now, if you had to make me choose, I think my top options for this would definitely be Woo Do-han and Kim Sun-ho. But I'm not gonna pick because this is too hard for me, so I'm not gonna pick. All right, so next, Kuwabara. Okay, so Kuwabara, first impression, who definitely does not look like a high schooler, like looks a lot older for his age. So at first when I was thinking this, I was actually thinking of like getting an older actor to just play somebody younger. But no, I decided against that. So the one person that I do have that I think would actually be like a perfect fit for Kuwabara is Kang Hong-suk. So he played the Grim Reaper in Hotel de Luna. He also was in The King Eternal Monarch, but I think Hotel de Luna and Chicago Typewriter were the most significant characters for me that he's played. But he does kind of have like build wise, he definitely gives Kuwabara. So I think he can do it. I think it's kind of a little bit out of left field for my Kuwabara option is Kwak Dong-yeon. He most recently he was in Vincenzo and It's Okay to Not Be Okay. I've seen him in like Radio Romance as well, but I think also he was in Modern Farmer, and I think that was the first time I saw his abilities kind of play comedy. I think over the range of stuff that I've seen, because he kind of plays like a bad guy flip role, but like he flips later in Vincenzo. So I think in It's Okay to Not Be Okay, his character was interesting. Like he really showed like a range of emotions from the time that he appeared, because I think he was only there for like 2 or 3 episodes, and he doesn't have that Kuwabara look or build. However, I think character-wise, acting-wise, he can definitely do it. Next is Kdrama. And disclaimer, so I know that these characters are supposed to be in high school, but I'm honestly not too familiar with current like really young actors at the moment, and a lot of the young actors that I know now are old. They're a lot older. So I don't know, maybe in this drama version of Yu Yu Hakusho they're not high schoolers, maybe they're in college, or maybe we don't mention that they're in school, you know? Maybe Yusuke is just like out on the road one day and gets hit by a car, you know? Like he doesn't have to be like playing hooky from school or something. But anyway, my Kurama options, I have 2. The first is Kim Jae-wook. So my very, very first thing that I saw Kim Jae-wook in was, I think, Mary Stayed Out All Night or Coffee Prince. But in both of those, honestly, he really didn't leave a very good impression on me. Like look-wise, he's got it. He's definitely got that like pretty boy thing going on that I think Kurama needs to have. However, when in Mary Stayed Out All Night, he just was a very stiff, and I can't tell if that was just his like version of the character or if that was just like something about his acting, you know. But however, that's not the end. So I think he was in Voice season 3, and my goodness, he played like the bad guy, the serial killer, and wow, he was really good. So like but I also really did enjoy his role in Her Private Life as well. So he's definitely a strong candidate for Kurama. My next candidate for Kurama is Jae-Geun-suk. Okay, so Jae-Geun-suk, my very first thing with him is, of course, You're Beautiful, and then also Mary Stayed Out All Night. That Mary Stayed Out All Night was one of the first dramas that I saw, so it's like it's stuck with me for a very long time. But he definitely has that flower boy, pretty boy thing going on, and he does wear long hair rather well. And I feel like in this adaptation, Kurama has to have long. But I mean, he is a pretty good actor as well, so he does play that part very well. I think a good representation of how he would probably play Kurama is appeared in A Korean Odyssey. He played the peacock. The Korean Odyssey, I think it's A Journey to the West, the Korean version of A Journey to the West or something. He played like the peacock god, and it was really well. It was actually pretty funny too. So I think he could definitely do Kurama, but I feel like the roles that he has played that stood out the most for me were when he wasn't playing that like pretty boy role that he was typecasted in for a bit. I think he has played some other stuff. I think Beethoven Virus, he played like a conductor for an orchestra. That was very that stayed with me for a long time. I actually liked his character in that. And also in Love Rain, where Love Rain, I can't say it's my favorite drama, but it was pretty impactful. He got to play two different characters, his father as a young person and then himself later, and I actually enjoyed him being two different people in one show. So Jae-Geun-suk, definitely a strong candidate, right? Hiei. Hiei, first option for Hiei is Yu Ain, right? Yu Ain is, I think the first time I saw him was in Sung Young-gwan Scandal. It would be a good thing for Hiei, because Hiei really is a complicated character, you know, like he definitely has this, like, I'm not gonna say bad boy, but like that evil vibe to him, I guess. Especially when we get to the point in the story where like Yukina is around, you begin to see him more than just that like one-dimensional type of character that he was in the earlier part of the series. So I think Yu Ain can definitely do it. And he has been like in a lot of things. I think Fashion King, I think, was one of the first things I saw him in for when he was the main character. Chicago Typewriter, he was actually pretty good in Chicago Typewriter. I also think Secret Love Affair was a very interesting choice for him as well. He kind of played this longing and was having an affair with like his professor, but like the way that he played this like character who was just like his ability to play somebody who can pretend like could be one way, but like I think it's Hiei. My next option for Hiei honestly was the most fun to pick, just because Hiei ended up being one of my favorite characters by the end of Yu Yu Hakusho. But my second option is So In-guk. So In-guk has been around for a few years. I think one of the first things I saw him in was in Rascal Sons, when he played like the youngest brother, the troublemaker, and I just kind of remembered his face with him. And then after that, he was in both the Reply series in 94 and 97, which I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it. I really enjoy the Reply series, I think. So Like overall the show is good. I can't say he was my favorite character in that drama, but you know what, that's beside the point. I think King of High School and Shopping King Louis and Hello Monster, he's been around, and but I think the Master's Son as well, with Soji Sup. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I have to say that his most recent drama that I have seen is Doom at Your Service, and I think he plays that character is a pretty good representation of what I think Hiei could be in a live action. So he's definitely a strong candidate. Okay, next is Park Bo Gum. Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. I know he's got a few things out, Encounter, but he was very impactful as a character in what do you call it? In Reply 88, 1988. I think he could play Hiei. He's not my top candidate, but I definitely know he can, like, he has the ability to do it. And also for some reason in my mind, I think he's like really short too. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. This is getting to be a pretty long video. I'm definitely gonna have 2 parts for this. We have our main 4 characters, and tune in for part 2. Tune in for part 2 if you want to find out who I have picked for the rest of the cast. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if I'm sorry for what I just did to you, but I'm also not sorry because I'm having a lot of fun with this. So yeah, let me know what you think. If there are any avid drama watchers out there that have found their way to this video, let me know what you think of my Yu Yu Hakusho casting. I would love to hear your comments, you know, so we can discuss, you know. I mean, nothing's set in stone. I have not did any screen tests for these actors as yet, so things can always change, you know. We could always go in a new direction. Stop. Let me stop. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in part 2.